I would like to welcome you all to our new user series at JMC. Let me go back one. My name is Denise Drew, and I'll be your host for part of this, and Sherry Phillips will also be hosting this with me, and I believe we have Jody Schott on. Sherry, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, absolutely. Hey, thank you, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th. My name is Sherry Phillips, and I'm a trainer here in Wisconsin, Racine, Wisconsin, nestled between Milwaukee and Chicago. And we were JMC users, and now I help train new schools and train folks like you, and happy to be here today.
And Jody, would you like to say hello?
Yes, my name is Jody Schott, and I live up in the Brainerd Lakes area, and I've been with JMC since September, and I'm a client specialist, and I'm gonna watch the chats and help you guys answer questions today.
Wonderful. We've got a lot of JMC knowledge here, so let's get started. In this session, we'll be delving into the functionality of JMC software, which seamlessly integrates and streamlines multiple areas of your school's operation, enabling you to focus on what truly matters, your students. Our primary objective today is to provide you with an introduction to the 20+ modules that comprise JMC and offer you practical advice on how to use them efficiently to manage students and contact information at any educational level. Today, we're going to cover your school's JMC site, getting started with JMC Office with key pages and features, working with contacts, and tech talks. Please hold all of your questions until the question and answer session at the end of each section. If you do need to communicate with the host, please feel free to use the question and answer chat feature in your webinar toolbar. Your school's JMC site. Each school district has its own unique URL. For example, yourschool.onlinejmc.com. We call this your school's JMC main page. JMC main page is comprised of 6 unique software solutions for the entire school community. You can click any one of those icons to launch a coordinating JMC solution. There's office staff, point of sale, teachers, family, students, and new enrollments.
Hey, and one really quick thing, everyone, just so you know, this entire presentation will be emailed to you and also as a PDF. So anything you see on these screens, just know that they will be available to you. So you don't have to try to write notes. So just think.
Yes, thank you, Sherry.
Absolutely.
This is going to be, again, it says quick overview. So it's just an introduction, and we are going to show you where to find all of the great information that you need. With this robust functionality, intuitive interface, the JMC software solutions help schools administrative professionals save time, eliminate outdated processes, and streamline workflow. Alongside our comprehensive lunch module, JMC offers point of sale software for school cafeteria sales. JMC's point of sales is an easy to use and efficient addition to any school's breakfast or lunch line. Ring up meal purchases, access detailed report of both meals and a la carte purchases, and more. For busy teachers, JMC offers a host of tools to simplify students' assessment and classroom management. From seating charts to lesson plans and progress reports to test scores, JMC puts the teacher at the front of the class in JMC Teacher. JMC software strengthens the connection between home and school by offering families a 360-degree view of their students, from discipline, interventions, and busing information to academic progress and more in JMC Family. Offering students a comprehensive view of their academic life can lead them down the path to success. JMC Student Software Solution allows kiddos to view all of their data related to their coursework from the convenience of a web browser. This includes attendance, progress reports, lesson plans, and course registration, as well as meal account purchases. JMC New Enrollment Software Solution allows new families to quickly enter their demographic data and information about students who are going to be newly enrolled in your district from the comfort of their home. So the floor is yours for a little question and answer. I know we kind of went through that fast, but we will be covering a lot more through here. So any questions, Sherry?
Nope, don't see any.
Okay, so getting started in JMC Office with key pages and features. Your homepage. Your JMC homepage is the central hub of JMC Office. It keeps you informed about important tasks while being the jump off point to all other pages. Let's take a look at the center or current snapshot of what's happening, the right, which is quick access items, and the left, which is the menu tree. This is what it looks like when you log into JMC. The center of the homepage is where you will see what is happening now within your schools and within JMC. Today's school day number, which is way at the top there. The current date and school day number are displayed at the top. Pending submissions are all visual indicators to show when submissions from families, teachers, and coaches are awaiting review and approval. You stay up to date with all of the online training provided by JMC during the school year, upcoming learning opportunities, JMC training team, and new news and calendar events are displayed in the middle of the page. You can see all of the good trainings coming up and sign up for them. The right side of the homepage, except for the quick links, stays the same no matter what page you are on in JMC Office or solutions you are using. There's the support team, the team's phone number at the very top, email address, and remote support links are always available at the upper right-hand corner of the page. You can submit a feature request. That's a link that provides users direct access to submit a feature request or enhancement that they'd like to see in JMC. And we've got the current year and building drop-down list. That allows you to switch between buildings and school years, making it easy to toggle back and forth. Quick links, this page links appropriate to the currently displayed page that appears. So the quick link you will see over on the right, it's the section on the right end of the page, and that will connect with the current page that you are seeing. An in-app help widget, in-app support, has direct access to JMC Help Center and Technical Support Department, and it's located at the bottom right corner of the page. We'll go through that in a live look. Just like the right side of the homepage, the left side stays the same too, meaning you'll always find the menu tree specific to each software solution. The menu tree data item modules that are organized by tasks and function. There's the home link at the very top, returning to the home page from anywhere in the program by simply clicking that icon. So let's take a look at JMC homepage. I'm going to go to our here's our JMC homepage. As you can see up here is where the phone number is. If you need remote support, you can log in, but Joe will ask you to do that when you call in, and he'll teach you how to do the remote support. If you want to submit a feature request, you could do it right here and type in what you want. You can see some of the other questions in there as well. You see there's 18 ideas for coaches advisor apps right now. So you can log in there, and you can also vote on the features that you would like to see added to JMC trainings or to JMC. Then the widget down here at the bottom. This is where you can type in a question and we will respond to you within minutes. We've got usually 3 support people on every day to help you with your questions. And if you're looking for an article, you can visit the Help Center. You just click on that little Visit Help Center and then type in, let's see, entering a student. And then it says re-entering a student to active status, entering a student logical building. So it gives you all sorts of options to read from and to choose from for your selection. Sherry, am I missing anything?
No, it was right over.
The pending submissions.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, the pending. Mhm.
Yeah, as you can see right here, we got a free and reduced meal application pending. So who's ever in charge of the office modules will take care of this. They'll go in there and they'll accept them, or whatever needs to be done with them. Here's a pending health student submission. You'll get applications for free and reduced. You may even get discipline entries in that may need to be taken care of right away. So, but we'll be covering that.
Well, and just a couple things too, which she went over so well. We encourage you to reach out to support. Again, like she said, the calling is great if you're, in the middle and you just need to talk and it's, during the work hours, that's a great solution. When you use the email support, that's a really good tool to use when you get down the road and say that you have screenshots. If you want to include screenshots, for example, state reporting, or you're getting an error message, that email function is really helpful because then you can share those screenshots. If you just need a quick answer, the chat feature that she mentioned in the widget is super helpful. That's just like, again, you'll see we're there during, the office hours, just jump in and chat with us. But yeah, and then the articles are super helpful because you can share those with other people. You can print them out, you can use them. So yeah, all great tools.
Absolutely, Sherry.
Yep.
And you can actually scroll down through here. All of our important information that we want to share with you is here. As you can see, we got our annual summer conference coming up, which is great. And you can click on there. You can sign up for it. We've got all sorts of important information.
Hey, can you go back to that new user series though? Can you scroll down? Being this is the first of the new user series. If you're on your JMC site and you scroll down, you see that we have that bookmark. Can you click on that once, just really quickly? This, if you haven't seen it already, is our new user series. Scrolling down, you can see all the different helpful links. But it's just another place to help you, organize your time, see what's coming up.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sherry, for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, I want to impress upon you that when you come in here and you click on this little widget, I would impress upon you how easy it is to just type in a search for help. It'll probably give you the best step-by-step instructions that have been approved and identified by many, many people. So I would search the search for help first, and that should give you an article. But please do feel free to send us a message. We'll help you with anything, any of your needs. And again, if you want to get rid of that, there we go. If you get into something and you want to just get back to the home page, all you need to do is to click on home. This is where you change the buildings. If you have a high school and elementary building, you would be clicking on a high school or elementary. And then you can click on the years as well. If you wanted to see somebody's past information from the year before, you could find that by going to the past year, but we'll stay in this year for now. All right, I'm going to proceed unless you think that we should carry on with something else.
Nope, and just in the middle, you can see the training opportunities. I guess your homepage is really home central, what she's saying. Yep. So yeah, lots of things to look at that homepage. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's get back into it. View student data. With hundreds of student fields being tracked in JMC, we identified the challenge of how we were going to make the student data available to you. We knew the solution needed to be simple and easy to navigate, also accessible. So we wrangled all that data and provided a student dashboard on the View Student Data page on JMC Office. This page will be your most visited, most familiar page for much of your student information, since all of this information can be both viewed and edited from here. To get started, you head to View Student Data in JMC Office. Basic demographics such as name, gender, grade level, birth date, ID, email address, and many more. If you need to track it, it is probably here. Contacts. Parents, emergency contacts, doctors, lunch contacts, fee contacts, and anyone else that you would like to associate with a student. So that's pretty easy. We showed, let's see if I can get back here real quick. Again, all you have to do is go to the View Student Data page. And as you can see James access all of his information, date of birth, parent information. Oh, we got two primary contacts. Mom and dad are divorced, so we got primary 1 and 2, and it gives you all the information that you would need. All right. Any questions on that? Jody, are there any questions?
We had one earlier just asking as an administrator which of the 6 of the logins we use. And I just answered that real quickly that they would use the office one. That's
Perfect.
it for
Thank you.
questions so far.
Thank you for that. Adding a new student. The new student wizard provides the most efficient path for entering a new student or a returning 5th-year senior to your school's database. The whiz will walk you through the necessary steps for entering new or returning student data to ensure appropriate information is ready to share with the Department of Education. Simply enter the basic demographics and enrollment data with the new JMC wizard to add a new student into JMC Office. In JMC Office, you head to Edit, New Student Wizard to enter new students. Step 1, you choose the New to District or Returning Student radio button to begin entering a student into your database. So again, the new student to your district has never been in your school before. So that's when you would use the New to District. A returning student on this page is a graduated senior who was exited because all of the seniors were moved up a grade. And if there's one that's going to be a super senior and return for a 2nd year of their senior year, you're going to want to add them under returning student. Helpful tip, simply select a returning student from the Find Returning Student drop-down list and click the Accept Student button to re-enter that graduated student or senior into your database. Step 2, click the New Student button to begin entering data for your new student, or click the Cancel button to exit the new student, existing student pop-up. Step 3, enter the last name, first name, gender, and grade in the appropriate fields and drop-down lists to enter a student's into your database. Step 4, optional, you can enter the appropriate student information into the General tab to complete your student record, or skip the step and return to the View Student Data page after entering enrollment data to enter the remainder of the student information. What we're saying by that is if you navigate away from here and not everything's filled in, don't worry, you can come back and you can fill it in later when the parents have given you all of the information that you need. Step 5, click either of the save buttons. There's one at the top of the page and one at the bottom of the page to add the student to your database and advance the student enrollment record page. Step 6, select a date. This is the student enrollment page that it will take you to. Select a date from the date drop-down list box to set a starting enrollment date for the new student. Here's a fun fact. In the Iowa, Nebraska, and Wisconsin schools, did a student enroll over the summer? If so, you can select the first day of school from the day list box to set the starting date for the new student as the first day of school. But in Minnesota, if a student started over the summer, all you have to do is click Skip Add button to skip adding a student, as JMC will automatically enroll the student on the first day of school. You can see down at the bottom of the page there, it says skip add. That's what you do if you're in Minnesota. Step 7, select the appropriate entry code from the entry code drop-down list to specify the condition under which the student is entering the district. For example, is it enrolled, open enrolled, tuitioned in? Step 8, enter any other applicable enrollment information using the appropriate fields drop-down list and check boxes to categorize the student's entry for the state reporting. So just go down the list one by one and select what is appropriate for that student. It's all laid out for you through a JMC. Step 9, you click the Add button to save the newly added student with the start date and enrollment code, or you can click Skip Add to go back to the previous page. Opening multiple screens. This is a good time saver. Having any 2 JMC pages open at the same time in separate browser tabs can reduce time spent flipping back and forth between multiple pages. For example, a nurse documenting multiple patients needs to have each patient opened in separate browser tabs and flip back and forth without closing the tabs. Or you can open separate tabs for comparing data between students on the View Student Data page. So let's take a look at how to get 2 JMC pages open at the same time. Step 1, you find the page that you would like to open in the menu tree on the far left side of the page, and you need to right-click the page name to have the option pop up. Step 2, you select the Open New Window from the pop-up option. Helpful tip, select the page the selected page will open a second web browser window, and now you can view both pages at once. Overview of JMC Office modules. JMC Office is a software solution hosted by JMC in your own district. You manage all of your own student records. With this robust functionality and intuitive interface, we made JMC software to help school administrative professionals save time, eliminate outdated processes, and streamline workflow. The core of our system is the attendance module, which is essential for running the JMC software. This module enables users to conveniently and centrally track a wide range of information, including student and teacher demographic data, attendance records, contact details, advisor-advisee list, assignments, and more. With the help of JMC Query Engine, student list users can extract and export various lists of data from the attendance module. This includes ELL and LEP enrollment history, standardized test scores, and other relevant information. With JMC Schedule module, managing the student scheduling process is effortless from start to finish. This module, which is purchased in combination with JMC's grading module, eliminates the need for time-consuming manual scheduling. School administrators can effortlessly create and modify master schedules, add courses and students in bulk, analyze and resolve schedule conflicts for students, and perform other related tasks. The grades module, which is purchased in conjunction with JMC's schedule module, provides K-12 schools with a comprehensive grades management system and reporting features from a single user-friendly platform, enabling users to maintain and report grades, create grading lists and reports, modify, print, and email transcripts, calculate class rankings and GPAs, and verify that the students have met the credits requirement that are required for graduation. With the period attendance modules, districts can conveniently track student attendance on a period per period basis, ideal for middle and high schools where students are scheduled into courses. Period attendance provides a flexibility to monitor absences, tardies, and reasons for absences for each period from any computer with internet access and generate attendance reports by period, while including attendance histories on students' report cards. The discipline module minimizes the time teachers spend on behavior tracking by allowing them to promptly report disciplinary actions and then forward them to the office, where administrators can share them with families and other relevant parties, parties that require the most efficient current information on the student's behavior, including the option to customize their own problem behaviors and actions, or you can use the predefined ones that are included with the JMC module. JMTC's activities module is an essential tool for schools to manage extracurricular and athletic activities seamlessly, enhance communications amongst the school, coaches, advisors, and families, and enable users to establish team rosters, message families, and access student emergency contact information without depending on the front office. Pairing with JMC Coaches Advisor app offers additional convenience to manage extracurricular activities while on the go. Yes, Sherry, you were saying how important that feature is for coaches that are on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great feature. JMC recognizes the significance of clear and timely communication in managing a school system. Our communication module makes it effortless to monitor students' communication records and interactions, whether they are negative or positive, pertaining to the student or their caregiver, inside or outside school premises. Teachers can utilize the module for fast and instant communication with the front office, while admins can readily export reports categorized by reporter, student details, date, and or communication specifics. Transform your school's health office into a streamlined clinic with JMC's health module that manages all health requirements in a single, easy-to-use platform. You can empower school health professionals to manage and search student health records, monitor office visits, health screenings, and medications, as well as maintaining immunization records. Additionally, families can effortlessly access and print student health histories through JMC Family. We're going to also talk about who you'll have to have one person that is in charge of your state reporting, because at JMC, we stay on top of state reporting requirements to ensure accurate compliant reporting for your schools districts throughout our state reporting module, currently certified in Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, and Wisconsin. So I want to show you, I know I went over the lunch and the health module, and you probably think I'm just flying through this, but what I wanted to show you is how easy it is to access all of this information. I have, as you can see right on my homepage, I have the JMC training YouTube linked right up here. I have it bookmarked. So I can go in and look up anything on JMC that I want to. What if I want to look up the health, which I just flew over? Module. So if the nurse is looking for ways to enhance the health module, just type in health module, and you can go in here and you can click all about the health module.
We'll be going through.
And it will tell you, or it will give you the webinar on that. And if you scroll down under the video, this is super important, everyone. So make sure you take note of this. You log into YouTube, type in JMC training, and when you type in the information that you want, you go down below the video and it says show more. This is where, if you want to follow along with the presentation, you can click here and you can print a presentation, download the presentation slides, or you can print them off, whatever works best for you. And as you can see in this health module, there's a bunch of different table of contents. So if all you wanted to look up was customizing visit log reasons, you can go to 41.44, scroll back up, go on your screen and find, let's see, 41. You would start right back here. And that will take you to that specific screen, the visit log.
The health medical plan.
Right.
So another thing to note is these presentations are also tied to the articles we mentioned. So you could also use that same criteria in the JMC articles
Absolutely.
that you can access through your widget. And then that's just another way to view those steps as well. Yep.
Yes, that's super helpful. So I would recommend that you bookmark that on your home screen so that you can just refer to it anytime you want, the JMC training videos. Successfully manage school meals. The JMC lunch module provides a comprehensive solution for managing school meal administration, from high-level menu planning to lunch line sales. The module empowers food service professionals with a range of features, including the ability to maintain meal accounts, prepare monthly reports, and handle free, reduced, and paid accounting. Again, if you want more information on that, go to our YouTube channel and type in managing school meals. Students and their families can access the lunch module through JMC Family, where they can view their meal account balances and transaction history. This provides a convenient way for families to stay informed about their students' lunch habits and help prevent any potential issues with unpaid meal charges. The tuition and fee module simplifies the management of student fees by allowing schools to easily define and set up their own fee types, charge fees throughout the school year, and print reports. Additionally, schools that have purchased the JMC Family can give families the added convenience of online access to fee transactions and account balances. I know our schools love that feature. Looking for a customizable assessment option? Look no further than JMC Standards and Benchmarks module. With this module, you can easily set your own standards and benchmark, create and track formative assessments, link assessments to benchmarks, and generate custom report cards. And For elementary schools, this module is a must-have for producing report cards tailored to your school's unique needs. We are front of the line in the field on these customized report cards. At JMC, we understand that communication is crucial for building strong relationships with families and students. Our Message Center module offers fully integrated voice, email, and text messaging, making it easy for schools to communicate with specific groups based on the grade level, activity, the course, or even your bus number. You can even record and save common messages for future use, or use our convenient text-to-voice feature to have your message read aloud by a male or a female voice. Make the most of your school's data with JMC Custom Forms feature. Office users can easily create and design form letters or report cards and to their exact specifications using any piece of information stored in the JMC database. With a simple drag and drop interface, you can quickly pull data sets into your form and utilize it for standard benchmarks report cards, traditional report cards, or attendance reports to send home. Welcoming new families to your district is always exciting, but entering their information can be a time-consuming and error-prone process. With JMC New Family Enrollment modules, new families can easily enter their demographic data and information with their newly enrolled students from any web browser, saving you time and reducing the risk of errors. Plus, families will appreciate the convenience of online access, making the enrollment process smoother for everyone involved. Easily collecting payments. Looking for a more efficient way to collect payments in your school community? Look no further than JMC's secure and user-friendly online payment module. With this module, schools can easily accept credit cards or ACH payments for tuition, fees, and meal plans 24/7, providing families with a convenient and hassle-free payment option. Plus, admins can issue refunds, reconcile payments, and access report by student or date, all from within the module, saving time and improving accuracy. The JMC Family module in JMC Office promotes collaboration among schools and families by offering resources and tools for online registration. Administrators can define required data elements, welcome messages, and finish instructions. They can then review progress and merge data into JMC to update information as needed. Additionally, administrators can customize and manage information available through the JMC Family Portal and JMC Family app to provide families with easy access to the resources they need. The Teacher Conference Schedule module simplifies scheduling by enabling schools to post conference schedules online, allowing families to sign up for available time slots themselves, while teachers can customize conference durations, reserve blocks, and send out confirmation and reminder emails. But wait, there's more. The Admin Connect app. The JMC Admin Connect app provides school administrators with real-time student information on the go. It includes student schedules, attendance history, contact details, and photos. Admins can also use the app to track communications and send messages via the Message Center. The Admin Connect app is super important for principals. If they just want to be walking the halls and checking on students, they can still see what's going on in the office. Or if they need to look up information for a specific student, they can do that on the go with their cell phone right there. Then we have the Family app. The JMC Family mobile app enables families to access real-time student information on the go. With just a few clicks, families can view important information on the student grades, attendance, and activities. In addition, families can check the news feed for updates on classes and events, and they can also schedule absences for their upcoming trips and medical appointments and manage meal accounts directly from the app. Then there's the Coach's Advisor app. The Coach Advisor app enables coaches and activities advisors to maintain constant communication with the students and their families, even while they're on the move. Whether coaches are on the basketball court, supervising the sideline, or advisors are accompanying the marching band on the bus, they can utilize this app to send messages to families, access student contact details, and create team rosters and more.
Yep, those apps are awesome.
They
If we
are.
have any questions, yeah, you know, we have the modules, right? We have the teacher, the student, the office, the point of sale, etc. These apps are just an add-on on top of that. Yeah.
Are there any questions, Jody?
There are. Somebody asked a question about clarification for summer school. She's got a student who is new and planning on to join in the fall. Can I skip add now to get their information in? And I did reply back to her and let her know that in the office, that's what we're talking about in for the new school year. Yes, in Minnesota, she's a Minnesota teacher, that the office adds those students in and skip that information. Another one that I think I'm gonna leave for you guys, can enrollment forms for JMC be linked to the school website? And is there a checklist of information that should be printed and sent to a withdrawing student's new campus?
Great question. Great
yeah.
question. So the first one, can enrollment forms for JMC be linked to the school website? Yes, I encourage, if you have questions like that, I encourage, if you have not, we do have our own presentation on the whole online enrollment process. And that shows you the different ways we do have signable forms. You have custom questions, custom health questions. So I would say if you have interest in that, depending on how far you are, if you've already gone through that material and you have those specific questions, I would suggest just reaching out, because every school is a little different. Just reach out to us via chat or email training with your specific questions and they can talk you through it. Again, that's a great overview. And this, again, this new user series, we're showing you everything very high level that JMC is in, JMC office specifically. But that, yeah, that's a great question. I would say start with the online enrollment videos. They're very informative. And then if you have specific questions, reach out to, reach out to training. We will answer those questions. We will help you, talk you through it. So I hope that's helpful. Is there anything you guys want to add on that question before we move to the next one?
Well, Sherry, just like what you said, I just went to the JMC training, typed in online enrollment because that's what you asked about.
Yep.
And right here, preparing for new family enrollment. So you can click on that. That's a 22-minute video. And again, scroll down. It will give you the table of contents. So you can go right to your specific question. And that is the quickest way to get all of your questions answered. And again, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of things because this is such a high level view.
Nope. And we even have quick links and online enrollment. So great question. I would say just look at our tools and then look at your forms. So, but yeah, that's the starting point. Great. And then the second one, is there a checklist of information that should be printed and sent to for withdrawing students at a new campus? Now, I don't know of a specific checklist for those things. However, I know there's a function in JMC from JMC school to JMC school that information can be shared. And as far as a checklist, I think the step-by-steps on how to withdraw a student, we have very specific videos. When you withdraw a student, it depends if they've, been at your school for a while or they never showed up, but we would encourage you to reach out with that question and then they can share with you the specific articles or a video or what have you to do that correctly. And we will have training through the summer on how to do that as well. Anything to add, guys? Did I miss anything?
No, I thought that was perfect, Sherry. Thank you for assisting with that. All right. Was that it on the questions then?
We have one more.
Go ahead.
They're asking, where do you find the JMC admin PIN code?
Oh, good question. Let me show you. Let's see. Sorry about this, gang. What is it? Somehow I got logged off of my website I was on. So let me log in here. If you want to be able to log into the family or any app, go down to JMC family. Make sure I get this family app settings. And right at the top, mobile PIN number. 9998 is ours. Was that the answer to the question? Sherry?
So, yeah.
Or I mean, Jody? Okay, yeah. So again, go to JMC Family
Now
apps.
that's for the mobile pin code. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, good, good. Any other questions?
That's all the questions we have. Oh,
Oh.
there's one more. It is saying I do not have authorization.
Oh, well, you have to have administrative privileges as a JMC user to do that.
So reach out to your office admin for the help with that.
Yes. And we have a great video on that, on how to add people to your JMC office features. Working with contacts. A contact in JMC is any person, typically an adult, who will have an influence on the student's life. These could be parents, guardians, grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors, babysitter, health professionals, and others. Without defining contacts for students, you would be unable to view siblings or support family accounts for meals and tuition and fee accounts. Student Contacts Associations allows JMC software to funnel student information to the correct contact based upon contact type. Contacts and how they're used. We are able to effectively help you manage your family and contact demographic data. For example, you have primary contacts that have access to student information throughout JMC Family, lunch contacts that are allowed to make account deposits. Primary contacts receive student mailings and emails such as report cards and schedules. When associating a contact with a student on the View Student Data page, there are several contact types to choose from. Primary contacts are responsible for students' day-to-day well-being and activities. In most cases, these are the parents or step-parents and guardians, but in some cases, it could be grandparents. Secondary contacts are responsible for a student, but are not the primary caretakers. Typically, these folks are non-custodial aunts, uncles, grandparents, neighbors, or babysitters. The lunch and fee organization contacts. These contacts are responsible for making payments to a student's account. Like lunch accounts, contacts are responsible for paying the account balance for a student's breakfast, lunch, and a la carte items, or for applying for free and reduced status. Fee organizations, the contact is responsible for paying any fees, registration, athletic activities that a student accrues. I'm not saying that right. JMC supports even more contact types. Emergency, contacts to call when a parent or guardian is unavailable due to an emergency. Doctor, student's primary care physician. Storm, where a student goes during inclement weather. Other contacts who don't fit into any of the other categories. Floor is yours. Time for a little question and answers. Any questions, Jody?
We have nope, no open questions.
All right, viewing and editing contact information. Complete contact directories allow all parts of JMC Office to work efficiently. For example, the message center can send text messages and make phone calls. Families can access the family portal, and school mailings get to the primary contacts. The edit contact page allows you to add new contacts to your JMC software or to make changes to existing contacts. Navigate to attendance, contacts, edit contacts to get started. Step 1, use the find drop-down list at the top of the page to select an existing contact. Helpful tip, any student associated with the selected contact are displayed in the students with this contact list with the student's name and contact type. This can be helpful in identifying family members. Step 2, enter or change the contact name and address information in the appropriate field to update your record. Fun fact, even past contacts, people connected to your students who no longer go to your school, are viewable on this page. Step 3, enter the contact's email address in the email one field to be able to email this contact. Helpful tip, enter up to 8 email addresses for each contact if the contact wants to be notified via multiple addresses. Step 4, enter a phone number for the contact in the phone field to have the contact's phone number available for calling or messaging. Helpful tip, enter up to 8 phone numbers to be called, messaged for each contact. Step 5, you enter a description for each phone number in the description field to easily identify the phone number at a later date. A helpful tip, for example, the phone description might say dad's cell or mom's work or home landline. Step 6, select a phone type from the type drop-down list to identify how the phone number is being used. Step 7, you select a phone numeric rank from the rank drop-down list to prioritize the phone numbers. Helpful tip, rank 1 is higher priority phone than rank 2. So the higher priority phone numbers are contacted earlier. Step 8, place a check mark in the appropriate messaging service checkbox to identify this phone number for text messaging, phone calling, and notification. Helpful tip, only phone numbers marked with the SMS option will be texted messaged. So in other words, the only way that you can use the text message feature is if the SMS feature checkbox is marked. Step 9, click either the save buttons to record your contact updates. Step 10, click either the delete button or the delete a contact and remove it from your JMC database permanently. Step 11, click either of the print buttons to print a copy of the current contacts to have for reference. So let's take a live look at editing contact information. So you got all your student information in there. You can edit the contact for this person simply by going here to this person. And this will give you the primary contact right here. And this is where you put in all the email addresses, the username and the password, phone numbers, descriptions, again, SMS if you want to text message them. One thing you should remember is if the parents are still married, then you will want to use them as one contact together. We do so many examples. Here we go. Here's one. Edit contact. You can see it's both mom and dad's first name in the first name list, and then the last name. That way there's only one email going out. So somebody email and phone calls. That way you won't get duplicate emails and messages.
It's because the contacts are based on the physical address. Contacts are based on households, if that makes sense. So you would only have one contact per physical address. So that way, if they're married, their names are in there. If it's a dual parent and there's two households, you would have one contact, one primary for perhaps the mom with her physical address, and then a second primary for the dad with his physical address.
Thank you, Sherry, for explaining that.
Yep. We know contacts sit differently in all different kinds of school software. So again, if you have questions on any of that, please reach out. We have lots of resources and we can even talk, because we do know that family dynamics are important and it's good to understand how to use those in JMC. So yeah.
Absolutely, Sherry. We do understand that. No problem at all. And we've seen it all. So we can help you out in any circumstance. Any questions?
There are no questions, but one thing I was going to say, maybe Denise, if you could find an example, if the mom and dad have different last names, but they live in the same household, can you maybe just show them what that would look like? Because that is kind of unique, and I know that comes up quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if we have one on here, but I can let me go to.
I mean, I can, because I train new schools on this. So if I can share the way the contacts are set up, we have two fields. We have a first name field and a last name field. If the two people in that household have the same last name, typically to help with mailing labels, in the first name field, we will have, for example, Tom and Sherry, and then the last name field would be Phillips. Now, if there happens to be two different names in that one household, what I encourage schools to do is in that first name field to put one of the parents' entire name, for example, Sherry Keller. And then in the last name field, we would put the other person's name, my husband, Tom Phillips. So it'd be Sherry Keller in the first name field, Tom Phillips in the last name field. And the beauty of JMC is when you go to find these parents, you can search on any of those names and it will pull up this household. So that's how, and it looks better when you print things. So again, if they're the same last name in the first name field, both names, and then in the last name field, the last name, 2 different names, 1 name in the first name field, 1 name in the last name field. So
All right, so it'll look like this when you print it. Sherry Cond and Jim Koch.
yep. And if you go to the edit contact, if you go on that quick link, then you can see how in the first name field, it has the full name, and the last name field, it has that. So yeah.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yep.
Good points, you guys. These are helpful tips. Okay. Attaching students to contacts. Now that students and contacts are entered into JMC, it's time to create contacts to student connections. Contacts can be associated with students in a variety of contexts, such as primary, lunch, or emergency. Creating this association provides access to the family portal and enables messaging functions. Once connected, a contact will receive the access and messaging options that are appropriate for their relationship. Get started attaching contacts to students by navigating to the View Student Data page. Step 1, you select the student to be edited by entering their name in the of the student in the Find drop-down list. Step 2, you select an empty contact choice from the Contacts drop-down list in the upper left-hand corner of the contact area. The contact area can be found in the upper right corner of the page. Helpful tip, each student can have up to 10 contacts attached to them. Step 3, you click the Change Contact button to select a contact to be attached to the student. Step 4, select the contact to be attached by entering their name in the Select a Contact drop-down list. Step 5, click OK button to continue or the Close button to cancel the contact. Step 6, select the contact type from the type drop-down list to define the contact's relationship to the student. You can choose primary contacts that are responsible for a student's day-to-day well-being and activities. In most cases, these are parents, step-parents, and guardians, but in some cases could be grandparents. Secondary contacts are responsible for a student, but are not the primary caretakers. Typically, these folks are non-custodial, like aunts and uncles and grandparents, neighbors, and babysitters. There's emergency contacts to call when a parent or guardian is unavailable during an emergency. Lunch contact is responsible for paying the account balance for a student's breakfast, lunch, and a la carte items, or for applying for a free and reduced status. Doctor is a student's primary care physician. Storm, where a student goes during inclement weather, anyone that doesn't fit in those fields. And fee organization is responsible for paying any fees. Step 7, enter a description of the relationship between the contact and student in the description field. Helpful tip, an example of a description might be dad or grandma. So if you have 2 primary contacts and one is dad and one is mom, and there's 2 different houses, you could put dad in one and mom in the other. Place a check mark in the mailings checkbox if the contact should receive a student mailing. Step 9, place a check mark in the In Reports checkbox if this contact should be included on JMC office reports. Helpful tip, for example, a contact would not be included in the attendance absent tardy check report or student information forms if the In Reports checkbox is unchecked. Step 10, place a check mark in the lunch access checkbox if this contact should be allowed to make lunch account deposits for the student. Step 11, place a check mark in the TF access checkbox if this contact should be allowed to make tuition and fee payments on the behalf of the student. Step 12, click the Save button to save your new student contact association to the student's records. Helpful tip, parents and guardians who live together should be, we already talked about that, should be entered as a 1 primary contact. Doing so ensures 1 mailing. Let's take a live look at attaching students to the contact. Okay, so if we were having a new contact, we'd go in here if we wanted to, well, I don't want to change anything in Paul's online JMC here, but you can see this is secondary contact aunt. If you wanted to change this contact, you would simply go change, go to the drop-down list and decide who you want in there. You already have to have somebody set up in your contact list to select it from this contact. And then say that one. And then you can select OK, and it will change the secondary contact to this person, which I am not going to do. I'll select it's not saved. If this person now suddenly has a second primary contact, you can create a second one. First thing you would have to do is to go over here and create an empty contact over here and select an empty contact. And then you add the new contact into there. You change the contact and add dad's name into there, put dad in there. I better make it a little bit clearer. Let me attach Mr. and Mrs. Adult to this one. Okay. And this is going to be what kind of type this is. This is also going to be a primary, but this is dad. And then he can pay lunch on the lunch account and tuition and fees. And we want him to get reports like on report cards and discipline reports. So he should be in reports and in mailings. And then you click the save button and that will save everything for you, which I am not going to do.
What I really like about the descriptions is that this can be whatever you want. I don't know. It's not predefined. So you can use the words that make sense for you and your school to describe these contacts. And I personally find that very helpful. So
like right here, it says parents.
Yep. So you can describe them how you want, which is super helpful.
Absolutely. Using a contact directory.
Denise, do you want to show how you?
I'm sorry, Jody?
I was just going to say, do you want to show them where they actually add them on that list? Because that may be confusing.
Okay, I'm not
how
sure.
to add a contact from
okay.
Ministry. Yeah,
sure. I sure can. Oh, I'm on Keynote. There we go. So I'll just do edit new student wizard. And I'm just going to add a new student name.
Oh, no, not that. Just how to add a contact. Could you go like to the, attendance? Yeah.
Sure. Let's go to, I'm not going to save this. I'll navigate away so it won't save it. Go to contacts, edit contacts. And when you get into edit contacts, you can go, I want to add a new contact.
Yep,
and
right there.
With the new contact, you can go Denise. Last name is Sherry. And the address is 9, whatever, N-I-N-E Avenue. And go ahead and fill out all the information and then save. And then now I've got this contact in here, Denise Sherry. And if I've got a student that I want to attach that to, I'll pick any student down here. How about Matt Berlin? And I'm going to change contact. I'm going to look for Denise Sherry. Okay, there you go. And then they are added as primary contact. And
well, one thing too, you did a change contact. So because she had primary highlighted and hit change contact, it is actually changing that primary. If you wanted to add an additional primary, you would just go to that drop down and select it. And oh no, the other one. Yep. And then just right there. Nope, where you were.
Let me save this one so we can show you how to add another one there. Okay, now you want another.
And then you just want to find an empty contact. Yep. Sure. And then go ahead and change it to whoever your secondary primary would be.
Let's go with okay. And then we can name this one Dad.
Yeah, but go ahead and change the type to primary, then it will be the second one. Right there.
Whoopsie.
And we can show you this more in depth if needed.
Oh, and we're going to make them lunch and tuition and fee accessible. Save. Now you have 2 primary contacts, 1 of 2, 2 of 2.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Was that all your questions?
Do you want to answer the one question because it kind of maybe goes with this one? It says with parents who have 2 different last name households, how does that work with the username password for the parent portal?
Oh, that's a good question too.
It's
Let's,
based on emails, so they could potentially have the same username, but it's based on the email. So if they have two different emails, the recovery is going to go to those emails, if that makes sense. Am I explaining it correctly? So you'd have primary 1 with that household with Smith. You'd have primary 2 with Smith with a different address. In each of those, they each have their own unique email address. So by them using that last name and they go to recover it is looking for that email address, if that makes sense. So they could have the same username, but they would have unique passwords.
and the place to find that, like here, we have two different names right here. The username on this one, you can name it anything you want. So
Yeah,
if
you could change it. Yeah. Mhm.
yes, you can change it to anything you want. And then the password is something that you have to give them. And typically it will go with the last name. So this one, it would pop up Jim, right? Kosh?
Well, then they could create their own password too.
Right.
They have a temporary one that you can give them.
Yep.
Yep. And then there's ways for them to set their own password.
Right. And you can set it for them to whatever you like, but make sure you get the email addresses in. Thanks, guys.
Did that answer it, Joni?
I think so. No question, no more open questions.
These are
but
great
if
questions.
that doesn't answer
Great
it,
questions. And
you know,
again, if
yeah.
you need more explanation, just again, please reach out to us. Yep.
Using a contact directory. Do you need a list of all primary contacts in your district or a list of emergency contacts with their related students? Print a contact directory report in JMC Office for a comprehensive list of all contacts in your JMC data. Select the contact type and view the address, phone number, and associated students, including the student grade level and even cell phone number. Everyone's contact information is at your fingertips. To get a contact directory in JMC Office, you start by going to Attendance, Contacts, Print Contact Directory. Step 1, you select the contact type from the Print Directory Contact Type drop-down list to filter the report for a specific contact type. Step 2, you click the Preview button to preview the report with the selected contact type. Helpful tip, the report will list each contact name and the students they are associated with, their address and phone numbers for a quick lookup whenever you may need to reach out to a family. Step 3, click the print button to print a copy of the report or click the export button to export the report to a CSV file. Helpful tip, the contact directory will be printed for the selected contact type. Do you need a report for a different contact type? You repeat the steps 1 through 3 and select a different contact type in step 1. So let's take a live look at the contact directory. You head to, I'll start at home. Go to Attendance, Contacts, Print Contact Directory. What kind do you want? Do you want primary contacts? There you go. Click Primary Contacts and Preview. And then you can print it or export it. If you just want the emergency contacts, preview, and then print or export. Pretty straightforward, I would say. And any questions?
Hey, before we head over to Tech Talk, can you show them how to find that article? That might be a really good
Article on what, Sherry?
what we just did, printing a contact directory. So if they go,
Oh,
go to the
good
widget.
idea.
Yeah.
So in YouTube, are you talking about?
Nope. Go to their homepage, take them through the widget,
Okay.
please.
Mhm.
And then type in, yeah, great. And it's that first one. Do you see it?
Yep, print a contact directory. Click on that. What do these articles look like? Oh, look at that. Step 1, select the contact type. Step 2, click preview button. This looks like it's a lot of information to read, but it's not. It's just so straightforward.
And that's
Tells you where to
exactly what
go.
you just, we just went through these steps for you.
Yeah.
But I want new users to know they can do it this way. And if they wanted to print this out, excuse me, if you hit the back button by them reaching to the help center, do you see how it says visit help center? right there, click on that. It takes you to the same thing, but what happens is when you search on that, can you search contact directory, please? We want you to have your information 24/7. That's why we're showing you these tools. Right there, if you print that, here's those steps again. You can print this, you can share that URL with other folks in your office if you need to. But again, this is how the articles and everything work for you. And again, you have access to these 24/7. So we just want you to know how to do this because your time is very valuable to us. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, are there any other questions before we keep going?
No questions. Keep on moving.
All righty. Sherry, you want to take it over from here?
Yep. Now, do you want to keep sharing your screen or?
Sure.
Does that work? And then I'll just say next slide. So yeah, so we're going over Tech Talk now. We're going to go, this is high level. We just want you to know that your data is protected. We want you to know how we store it when we do updates and such. So some of these words you may not understand. I completely honest, don't. I even have trouble saying them, but we want you to know that your data is safe with us. At JMC, we take the role of hosting, running, and securing your data very seriously, from the latest SSL certification and DOS protection with redundant network connects to our two-step data backup process. Woo! Yeah, no idea what that means. But what this means is that you can rest easy knowing that we have your back. So hosting your data. We host your data on a SOC 2 Type 2 data facility with the latest SSL certification and DOS protection with redundant network connects. I just feel so smart when I'm saying that, even though truly I usually get tongue-tied. What that means is your data is safe and secure, housed in a state-of-the-art, highly secured data center. No need to worry about downtime or maintenance with the in-house server. We will manage and install our updates and back up your data to a secure location for disaster recovery, right? Nobody wants that to happen, but we want you to know it's backed up. We do take the safety of your data seriously, which is why we have the two-step process. We do nightly local backups with all the data. Now, this is if you're hosted and are synced with our redundant SAN server. We do weekly backups that are synced to an offsite data store for a third level of redundancy. What that means is we always have a backup stored, both on-site and off, covering multiple points of failure. If your server were to crash, we have copies in multiple secure locations. We do our bi-weekly updates for general maintenance and to add new features because we are constantly tweaking the software to make it better for you. We install these updates in the middle of the night to avoid downtime and minimize interruptions to your workflow. So typically each update, this is important to note too, we do these twice a week, and typically when we do this, we will send a message to you you'll see it in your email, you'll see it on your homepage. It will be what was in the update, what occurred, how to access and use it, and why it's important. And what I suggest, a lot of schools have success if just one person kind of keeps their eye on that email and then feeds out what matters. For example, you in the office see a tweak to the teacher module that will be helpful. Share that with your teachers. Again, we just like you to know what's going on with JMC. So thank you. So any questions on that part of it?
Nope.
Awesome.
There are no questions.
Awesome. System status. Now I just want to review this because it may be helpful for you to know it exists. The status page is a communication tool that helps you know if there are outages or we're scheduling maintenance. And to view this, you can see all the status of every JMC application module. So you might, if you are kind of in charge of that, right? If the JMC would go down, or if you're kind of the tech computer person at your school, perhaps bookmark this page or at least know where to find it. And what this, we'll take a live look in a second and you'll see but this is what it looks like. This system status page provides a really quick view of all of our services and where they're at. Green means they're available, they're good to go. Yellow, intermittent, we know that there's an issue and it's been reported. Or red, offline, it rarely happens, but if there were to be a time where a module was down, it would show red. And of course, we would be communicating that to you on in your email different ways. So yeah. Here's a fun fact. Our in-app in-app help widget, John, we call him different things, will alert you and our affected partners about outages. So again, you'll see them there. But if for whatever reason you cannot access that via your phone or your browser at school, just you can get to this page and then you can see what's going on. But again, if you ever have an issue, we want you to get a hold of us via phone, email, chat, however you need to.
Are there any questions, Jody?
Nope, no questions.
I'm so lucky. I rarely get questions on this, being truly. Point of sale. We just want to go over this really quickly because if you're using the lunch point of sale module, again, I know when I talk to a lot of new schools, we want you to know there's certain things that make it work really good. And one of them is that it should be hardwired. In the lunchroom, we find that because of Wi-Fi issues, what have you, having your browser, your point of sale device hardwired is going to work best for you, especially if you're high school sometimes and they have cell phones. That wireless, it can sometimes add hiccups. We know that. The point of sale also, yeah, it is browser based. So that's why we really encourage that hardwire connection. And if you were going to start, just a quick thing, the monitors, we do recommend a monitor with a 1280 by 800 or higher resolution. That's just, it just looks better. It's just more, it functions better at that resolution. But if you have questions with that, just reach out. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any questions. Do you want to take over the upcoming events?
No, you can go ahead through this.
Okay.
Do you want to share anything else? Do you want to review any?
You know what? Can you quick do a live look at that system status page? I just want them to see how easy it's to get to. And all you need to do, I actually used this once, long story short, we were down, the phone company was saying it was JMC. On my phone, I went to, and you just need to get to Google. We're just going to type in our home site, which is jmcinc.com. That's our site, right? Our homepage. Scroll to the very bottom, please. You're going to go here. You're going to scroll to the bottom. Do you see it says right under contact, it says system status. Third, yep, right there. And if you can scroll, see everything's green. Everything is up and running. I did use this once. Like I said, I was able to say, nope, they are up and running. It just helped me get help quicker, if you will. So you may never use this page, but if you are the IT person, we want you to know this is where you find it. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
So upcoming webinars. Again, this might be one of the first ones you're watching. We want you to know we do weekly webinars every week. And we do, this is the first of your new user series. And we know this is very high level. Now we're going to start getting to the nitty gritty. So keep your eyes out for modules that you use or you have a curiosity about, and please join us. Again, these will be on your homepage, will be communicated, but coming up next week, we've got the next one in our series, the communication and discipline module. We're also doing online payments. So if any work with online payments, Nelnet, who is our banking device, if you will be joining us. That's super informative. And then mastering attendance. So we're hitting the ground running. So those two modules, the attendance module and the communication and discipline module, actually those three modules will be covered next week. Then we're getting into scheduling, the family app, and a refresh if you're rolling out. So again, you see all of these webinars. They are also viewable. You can find them again on your homepage or reach out to us. And then week 3, okay, look at state reporting coming up. Nebraska, the communication app for coaches and advisors. That one's on the 25th. Tuition and fees is on the 26th. That's that fee module. And then of course, oh my gosh, we are into August. Super exciting. That first week in August is our summer conference. If you have not signed up or you have any interest, we're at the Twin Stadium in Minnesota, and we're at this beautiful place. I'm forgetting the name, but it's in Iowa, in Ankeny. It's a beautiful farm building, just gorgeous. Please join us, right? Super exciting. And this is the Sum for Conference. Here you go, right? It's a whole new ball game, folks. We are very excited. We want to share you everything that's new. There's implementation sessions. You get to, if you've not been to one, a bunch of JM schools. You're going to see fellow JMC schools. We're all together and we're talking about the new grade acceptance general store that'll be coming out, the community message center, super exciting. And again, lots of times to answer your questions, to brainstorm. It's just about JMC office users, us all getting together to talk JMC. Oh, that's cool. A 2023 think tank attending the summer conference and have an innovation. Yeah, they're going to pick one, right? So we want your innovations. And if you have an idea, please share it with us at marketing@jmcinc.com. We're going to pick one at the end of that day. And guess what? It's gonna happen. So that's super exciting. So yep, registration is open now. So please find that link, register to attend. Plus, here's the thing, they're doing it again, the pizza party. If attend the summer conference, then you can earn a pizza party for your school. For the highest number of attendees, you'll get a pizza party. It's super exciting and yummy. Yep. Whether you need to or not, need a review, check out, okay, yep, this is it. This is our new user series. So it's just another example. This runs from now through October, and we are just going to be covering all kinds of things. And it looks like there's one coming up. So again, new user, just keep your eye on that and look for these trainings. And again, too, find those videos on YouTube. If you can't wait, find those. And you can look on your own time from the comfort of your own home, all of those things. We are looking for a few JMC superstars, just like Jody, Denise, and me. This is how we got started. In almost every school, we find an unofficial JMC go-to person. If this person is the colleague that your other colleagues connect with to ask a question, right? You may hear them sharing JMC tips or tricks or what have you. When a JMC training comes up, they are nominated to go to that school. Does that sound like you? If so, if it's you or someone on your team, let us know. We have learned that these JMC superstars, hey, guys, Jody, Denise, we're superstars, make the best client service specialists, and we're looking for part-time passionate client service specialists. Again, like I am in Wisconsin, Denise is in Iowa, Jody, I believe, right, Minnesota. So yeah, we are looking for people like you. I know you're new to JMC, once you dive in and you love the software, or you know someone in your school that loves the software, we are looking for you. So just submit a resume and a cover letter to hr@jmcinc.com. Be social with us. Another great way is we are very social. Please look at our social media presence. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and we do have a blog. Again, we want to hear from you. We are excited to partner with you for your students and your staff success. And that's all we have today. Again, this will be emailed to you with the full presentation. And again, if you have other questions, reach out to us. I'm happy to be here with Denise and Jody. Any final words before we log off, Denise or Jody?
No, thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.